Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, your home for all content Lord of the Rings home. Today, I want to talk about this double summon strat with Nurraz and Eomer that I ended up trying out. Got a little bit more footage about it. It's still cooking. We're still cooking up something. It's not perfect, but I want to spend some time talking about what I've found and whether it's viable or not, and maybe get people thinking about what a good, solid team like this would look like. A few notes before we get into that. The patch and news are coming on Thursday, tomorrow. So the day after this video comes out is when we're going to get the patch that's going to bring in the changes for the Chapter 1 RNG and the Bomber. And, well, just general raid changes as well. I assume there are other things going into that patch. And then it sounds like news as well is going to be coming out probably tomorrow or Friday, but I think tomorrow. I'm also going to start a community poll about who we think the next legendary is going to be from The Hobbit, and just kind of put some of the big top answers I've seen, and I just kind of want to see where people are at on that. So go check that out after the video. But let's get into the main topic of today's video, which is Nurraz and how good he is in specifically Chapter 3 of the raid. When the Chapter 3 details were initially announced, I think a lot of people immediately looked to Nurraz for a few reasons. First is his special one here, right? It grants defensive to everybody, so you get extra points when your team gets hit. Pretty low cooldown. It's also a cleanse. That's pretty good. So it is a 3-turn cleanse with defensive. That's a really great skill. He also has the ability to summon a troll. It's on a pretty long cooldown, unfortunately, and it's on your 3rd turn that you will be able to summon the troll. And then he grants provoke to the troll stonebreaker that he summons. And so the idea here is that, if you have an extra character on the field, you're getting more points every single turn if everybody's still alive. You're getting points for 6 people as opposed to 5 people. So that was kind of the idea. And then I thought, maybe if you have some sort of double summon, because the summons don't come up that often, actually, between Eomer and Nurraz. Go back here. My Nurraz is still 4-star, but he's gear tier 8. We'll get into it in the footage, but I actually think this skill right here is probably pretty necessary. So I tried him on a number of squads. I tried him with dwarves because I don't have Fro up, so it was Keely, Feely, Biffer, and Gimli. And then I slotted in Nurraz, but that whole team is just kind of too slow, and you don't really get the Troll Stonebreaker up. I think it might work better if you can get the provoke on the Troll Stonebreaker, but I still wanted to try this double summon strat, and that's mainly what the video today is. So you have a few options in that particular lineup. You've got the Rohan 3, Eowyn, Eomer, and Eothane, and then you kind of have a choice as to who else is going to go in there besides Nurraz. I initially tried it with Ironhide, but honestly, the large characters just aren't very good at Chapter 3, especially if they get hit by the slow and you don't have a cleanse, the slow from the Skull Crusher, then they don't take that many turns, which is not what you want for Chapter 3 of the raid. So let's go over to the footage. Let's see here. Okay, so this is my team. I actually found it worked best with Halbachad, but what I'm trying to say is I'm just cooking this up right now. This isn't the final meal. Okay, I'm still working on the kinks here. Obviously, I want to get that last skill upgrade on Nurraz, but I think this is a decent start, and it kind of shows you a possible viability for this double summon strat. So Nurraz is a great standalone character. He's got some interesting uses in Arena. And so I don't think this is a bad investment either way. You need cleansers in the raid. That's just a fact. So here I'm going to put defensive up on everybody just to get, basically a bunch more points. That slow is super killer. You kind of have to just have to wait until Eowyn's cleanse comes back around. I always taunt with Eothane first, get marked on him, and I heal with Halbarad first. And then I'll switch and I'll do Halbarad's taunt after the fact, get things off of Eothane, just so I'm passing around taunt pretty effectively. That way I'll have 3 characters that have, capture stacks on them. Obviously, I summon with Eomer first because he gets his summon first. And so that way I'm just kind of maximizing the time I'm getting points from 6 people. So now this was a difficult choice. I decided, okay, I should probably just switch over because I don't think Halberad's going to go again by the time Ethane is able to... but yeah, I just didn't think Halberad was going to go again before Ethane got killed. So I wanted to just make sure I could toss around the capture as effectively as possible. So I guess that's not optimal, but being able to, move the capture around is very, very effective in Chapter 3. I've still got 6 people here. That's racking up points as well. So I have to save the troll summon because I've still got my other summon here, which is fine. I don't think that's so bad of a thing. Getting my stacks down by killing this Skull Crusher. And we got lucky that we didn't get another Skull Crusher. Okay, so that's nice, right? The summon takes a few hits, keeps everybody else, resistant to getting capture stacks. That's what you want. He's going to get killed pretty soon here, and then Nurraz is going to be able to summon the Troll Stonebreaker. I can't speak today. So he's dead. Nurraz is going next. Summon the Troll. This is where it would be really great to have that provoke, though, because if I get the provoke on the Troll Stonebreaker right away, they stop targeting Amber. That goes on him. I just give myself a little bit more breathing room here. Ideally, what would happen, right, is summon the Troll Stonebreaker. Troll Stonebreaker takes all the hits for a little while, and then hopefully Aemur's summon comes back up again as well. I find I can almost get there, but it's not quite. So there's still a little piece of the puzzle missing. And then you could, have 3 summons in one go. One of the tricks with the Rohan 3 here is that you want Eowyn to be one of the last people that gets captured. I think probably second to last or last is fine, just because she has so many, she can build up her stacks of defensive that way, and she can build up her counterattack stacks as well. And that way you're kind of, again, optimizing for points there. And once you get down to 2 characters, basically the orcs are going so fast that it's hard to get anything done, right? Yeah, so Nurraz couldn't even go anymore. He's 4-star right now, so he's still a little bit squishy. And you could see that my passive was at 4. And the 5th passive that he gets, the 5th skill level, is plus 5% max health. And I actually think that will be beneficial. Just getting his stats up in general. You saw how squishy the Troll Stonebreaker was as well. So if we switch back over to the game, I'll just round that out. So getting this to max, it's at 4 right now, I think would be really cool. And then, yeah, getting that plus 5% max health. I don't think the +1 provoke stack is necessary for Chapter 3. Maybe. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure as basic as that priority. It's not a priority either for Chapter 3. The weekend is obviously great, but this maybe is more of a Chapter 2 type skill that you would get. And I don't use them in Chapter 2 really because I'm afraid of the soft locking, but that sounds like that's an issue they're addressing. So just to kind of reiterate, I think there is a possibility here to cook up an interesting double summon team that can do pretty well in Chapter 3 of the raid. My team's a little bit squishy and it's not quite well optimized yet, but I just want to get this on people's radar if this is something they want to try out. Nurraz is a pretty free-to-play friendly player. And then obviously the Rohan 3R as well. And then that last slot is kind of the tunable one. And Halberad is a decent there, but somebody else might be better. So curious what you all think. Again, community poll about who the next legendary is going to be. It's going to go up. Go vote in that. But with that, thanks for watching. Take it easy.